Super vibes. That's what the Betway SA20 Season 4 was all about. We had so much fun, and now we celebrate, we reflect on what was a great season. Former international all-rounder Chris Morris is alongside. Maury, I must say, this shirt really suits you.
It's much more my vibe, isn't it, Nikhil? I like the baggy look. I like the comfortable shirt. So I'm surprised we didn't actually do the final in this guy because it's a wonderful fitting shirt for me specifically.
Very West Indian like.
Very much so.
Should come over, Maury.
Very much so. No, I actually need to go back to the West Indians and find my name because I threw it away there last time. So, yeah.
Anyways, let's reflect on Season 4. What were some of your memorable moments that you'll take forever?
I think the first thing that I'll take away from Season 4 and most of the seasons is, you know, the commentary box will never be the same if we don't have a West Indian in there. So the smooth, silky voice of Nikhil, Uttamchandani was brilliant. No, so look, I think for me, you know, I always talk about the crowds. I think the crowds for me have been excellent. I love the fact that, you know, the 3 hours before the game, you've got people in the stadiums coming who play a bit of cricket on the field. The families are there. Our next generation of cricketers is in the crowd. And that's what I always tell people. For people to come,
kids there, man.
That's the key.
Your boys were there as well.
My boys came to watch a little bit in their Durban Super Giants shirts. We won't make a scene about it because they're big, massive fans of Uncle Classy, as they call him, and Uncle Sauce. But no, for me, you know, when you've got a successful tournament is when you've got full stadiums, and that's exactly what we had in every single game we had. Even Durban showed up. You know, we always used to chirp Durban about not having the biggest crowds. They came in their numbers this year, even when there was rain. So that for me is the one that stands out because it's so difficult to sell a tournament or wanting players to come when you don't have that. Second of all, you probably say that the standards have been lifted again. In terms of the cricket, you know, the conditions were different this year. Yes, I mentioned the weather because that does impact what the surfaces are doing. And when you've got surfaces that are difficult, and it brings the best out in players or it brings out the worst. And I thought the way the players handled the pressures, they got on with it. So a slightly different tournament in terms of high scores and sixes and fours and all of that. But a little bit more helpful for bowlers this year. But I just thought the cricket was really good. And I think third of all, the success of the tournament will probably be how the young players have come through. You know, you've got youngsters coming through in the big tournament, names that people haven't heard of, names that people weren't very familiar with going in. You know, the cricket watchers would have known, but you've got people talking about players that people have never heard of before. And for me, that shows the absolute quality of the tournament. The work done in the auction was brilliant by all the teams because I've got the right players in at the right time. The replacements that have come in for big names came in and made an impact, and you know, that's what you want. You want people getting to one of the biggest stages in the world and performing and throwing their name into a hat for a potential international call-up in the future. So a successful Season 4 yet again. And like I say, I will talk about it. It's only going to get bigger from here because the standards just keep lifting every single season.
Yeah, it's done so much for the sport in South Africa. I think it's re-energized it, and the crowds is my favorite part. When you come from the Caribbean into this place, you feel like at home, and in fact, this probably goes up a notch. But, Maury, you hear that? It's like a spaceship landing somewhere. I think the league are delivering, the SA20 auditors are delivering this team of the season. Wow, what a delivery. And well presented, gold-plated team of the season. So Maury, that's what we're going to be doing in this episode. The league have given us their team of the season. We're going to see if we agree. I'm going to read it out for you, then tell me what you think. 1, Ryan Rickerton. Quinton de Kock joins him at the top of the order. 3, Aidan Markram. 4, Dewald Brevis. Think those 4 pretty straightforward. 5, Jordan Herman. 6, Sherfane Rutherford. 7, Marco Jansen. 8, Sikandar Raza. 9, Keshav Maharaj. Interesting. 10, Anrich Nortje. 11, Otniel Bartman. And 12, Ngobani Mokoena.
Ooh, that's a nice number 12. I can tell you that. Look, so the only one that I probably would have created was a Matthew Bertsky coming in because that's just the type of player that I would have liked. But if you look at that side, those are the guys that impacted every single game they played in almost. Yeah. And when you look at that, now, that top 11 there, and I love the fact that Ngobani Mokoena is in at number 12 because he was probably, in my opinion, could be one of the finds of the season too, because for a young man to come in, bowl in the situations that he came in and in different conditions. I'm so chuffed that he's made that top 12, if you want to call it that, because that is someone that we can really build on in the future for South Africa. But the rest of those names speak for themselves. I'm very happy that Jordan Herman is in the number 5, because I thought he had a brilliant season. I'm a massive fan of him, and you know, if you're looking for our middle order batter or even a top order batter for the future, he's my man. But look, the numbers speak for themselves there. Otniel Bartman didn't make the top 10 when it came to the MVP list, but in the team of the tournament, and it speaks for itself. So I can't really fight anyone there in terms of being in that side, because that is a serious team.
There was 2 changes I think I thought of when they asked me to make mine during the final. Number 5, I had James Coles instead of Jordan Herman, because I thought the impact he made, and obviously Sunrisers won the tournament. But again, Herman, excellent. There are a number of guys there. Dan Lawrence would have been in the reckoning. And then, instead of Maharaj, I had Hardus Villoon, because Murray, that guy came in late in the tournament, as you said, 11 wickets in 6 games. Superb. Maharaj was also very good. The Capitals got to the final. Modasami also could have been in the conversation, but the other bowlers, Nortje, Bartman, Raza and Jansen, can't see any of those being replaced.
Yeah, no, look, that's you do have a point with Viljoen, potentially could have been there, but then you add your little spinners in there, potentially, as you said, Mutasamy would have been brilliant. But look, that side, that's a formidable lineup that would go up against a lot of international teams if they had to have the Betway SA20 Champions League team, if you want to call it that. And yeah, look, the numbers don't lie. I'm sure there'll be a few players that would have been disappointed not to have made that side, but yeah. I think we've all got different flavours and different ways we want to set our team up, but right there is money.
Right, so that is the team of the season, and let us know what you guys think. Who else could have been in this 11? Hold on, Murray. Getting correspondence from the spaceship again. The league have just told me that Betway SA20 Season 5 Super Vibes is coming back. Less than a year away, less than 12 months or even 11 months away. And I could hear the heart beating already.
And straight after an England series, so we're going to have a lot of fans in South Africa to watch some more of Season 5 of the Betway SA20.
The Wicket Brewery will be seeing Chris Morris again at Newlands. Guys, thank you so much. It has been so much fun. Murray, I'm sure you've had a lot of fun. Wow, this will be memorable.
Thank you.
We will remember this forever. Thank you to all the players, but most importantly, thank you to all of you guys who make this league possible. See you soon. Don't go too far and keep loving the SA20.